Here's the thing about an idea like this. Obviously, it's crazy. This is ridiculous. This might not even happen for a while, if it ever does. But the fact that Ryan Whitney has gone out there and spoken about this gives us reason to talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, in today's video commentary, we are talking about the best player on the gosh darn planet, Connor McDavid, and whether or not this Edmonton Oilers superstar could end up on the Detroit Red Wings. Believe it or not, it's Ryan Whitney, USA Boston guy over here, who is going out there and commentating about this idea on the latest Spittin Chiclets Podcast episode. He straight up goes out there and talks about how Connor McDavid, in his opinion, it's very well possible, maybe even likely, that McJesus leaves his Edmonton Oilers team once this $12.5 million AAV contract extension he has got expires. The deal takes him till the end of 2028. He did not make any extra dollars compared to what he was making before he took the same cap hit. In a world where Kirill Kaprizov makes 17, in a world where Matthews and Draisaitl are making more than Connor McDavid, he decides, nah, I'm going to stay at 12.5. I'm going to go the old Crosby route. I can get more money in 2028. I can get my bag then. But what I want to do here with the Oilers is get my ring at this point. Connor McDavid is leading the league in points once again. 92 points in 54 games. He is on pace for 140 points, 50 goals, and 90 assists, which is fine. You know, it's good. It's not the best he's ever done. He had a 153-point season back in 2022-2023. He had a 100-assist season in 23-24. Connor McDavid has done better than this. But it's a good season, nonetheless. Look at me trying to degrade what it is that Connor McDavid has done or is doing this season. But Ryan Whitney brings up a really interesting idea as to whether or not the Detroit Red Wings can be a team that McDavid goes to afterwards. There is an article on DetroitHockeyInsider.com that transcribes the quotes from Whit, so we're going to go out there and read this, just because it's easier to read the text rather than watching the video itself. Is there a chance that Steve Yzerman is thinking, well, I could go get some of these guys. I could make, a run at Elias Pettersson. I don't know if he loves Pettersson's game, or if Yzerman wants to pay that contract with all the years left and all the money. I don't know if Yzerman likes Kadri. I don't know if he likes Trocheck. But what if Yzerman is saying, I think in 2 years, Connor McDavid is going to leave the Edmonton Oilers, and I think that this could be a place that Connor McDavid would be willing to play. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to think that. I don't even want to imagine that. I'm thinking realistically. I'm thinking, all right, he signed a 2-year extension. He had 1 year left on the old deal. He's got 3 years left as an Oiler. I hope not. I'm just thinking out loud as a podcaster. And then I look at Detroit, and I look at this team that will be ready to win then. And it's close to Toronto. And it's not Canada. And it's the history, and it's Original Six. I'm just throwing out thoughts. Whit, you make some good points here, man. And here's the thing, we cannot go out there and necessarily discredit that idea. We can't fully make it seem like that's impossible. Anything is possible in the National Hockey League, especially when the best player in the world signs a 2-year contract extension that takes him until he's going to be, 31? He'll still be a 130-plus point caliber player. I'm saying 130 just to be safe, because he can get 140 points this season, and we'd be like, yeah, okay, as expected. But If Connor McDavid wants to go to some championship caliber teams that will have the money to offer him whatever it is that he wants, and that can offer him a high interest market, a deep, historied franchise, a place that's technically close to Toronto, but isn't Toronto, and just a place where they could put in a lot of pucks, Detroit can be that team. Now, say what you want about what the Red Wings look like in 2028. Patrick Kane, sorry, he's probably not going to be there anymore. JVR, probably not going to be there anymore. But a lot of these dudes, Dylan Larkin, DeBrincat, Raymond, Casper, Danielson, Bradzak Newgard, there can be a very nice forward core for Connor McDavid to join alongside of. And I'm not saying that any of these guys are Leon Draisaitl caliber players, or that any of these guys are going to be a Leon Draisaitl, but I'm just saying, Connor McDavid with Larkin, Raymond, and DeBrincat, you're not really downgrading too much from playing with Draisaitl, Hyman, and Nugent Hopkins, for example. You could even debate that that's not a downgrade. And we don't even need to talk about trades or whatever. Oh, Larkin goes back to Edmonton to get McDavid. We don't need to think about that because Connor's going to be a free agent. That is assuming he doesn't re-sign again in 2027's offseason. There is a realistic idea that by the time 2028 rolls around, the Detroit Red Wings are so good that a guy like Connor McDavid says, hey, you know, I'm a free agent. Kiro's making 17. Why don't I make 17 too? And I just go over to Motown. I follow in the footsteps of Gordie Howe as a generational player to play with this team. And guess what? You know what's great about Connor McDavid and the fact that he is potentially going to the Wings? He'd be reuniting with one of the best scorers that he played with in the OHL. Alex DeBrincat was one of these guys that was able to benefit so greatly from the passes that Connor McDavid made in the Ontario Hockey League. There is that connection right there, and I didn't even make it until now. That's a totally other element that I think needs to be brought up when talking about McDavid and the Red Wings. But ultimately, I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about this idea? Do you think Connor McDavid could become a Red Wing? Do you think it's worth it to even ponder about this sort of thought process? Ryan Whitney is one of the biggest Oilers fans in the mainstream media, and he's going out there and saying that, hey, maybe Steve Yzerman makes a run at this guy, and maybe there's reason to think that it works. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. McDavid to the Wings, yay or nay? Assuming the Red Wings keep the cap space, they don't spend too much on some of those RFAs that are going to expire a little bit later. They don't shell out a whole bunch of money for a big fish like a Robertson or a Panarin. Assuming they have money to give to McDavid, do you get this done? And how many cups do the Red Wings win with McDavid, Larkin, and, I don't know, Marco Kasper as their center core? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sign on. And bye.